Hello everybody, my name's Alyssa and just wanted to come on here and talk about my experience with the NCLEX-RN. I did an accelerated BSN program because I already had a degree. One of the classmates from my school contacted UWorld and decided to get a group discount on a UWorld subscription. So I wanted to be part of that to get the discount because I know it was expensive. All I heard was how effective UWorld was and how helpful it was in preparing for the NCLEX. So I definitely knew I wanted to use UWorld to prepare. My school also offered Kaplan. We had like a 3-day course that was in the school. It was like still during school time. I didn't like the rationales. I didn't like the way that they were teaching us to answer the questions with the decision tree. I did not enjoy Kaplan. That's basically what I'm trying to say with all that. But like I said, we had the UWorld thing. So I activated my UWorld really early. I got the 90-day one and I activated it on July something. First quiz I took on UWorld probably got like a 30%. I took a 10-question quiz just to see. And I was like, oh, you suck. I was not prepared at all. After that was really sporadic with when I took my test. I didn't really get serious about studying until like 3 weeks prior to my exam when I finally got my ATT. I scheduled my test within like 10 minutes of getting that email. So I wasn't playing around. I was like, oh my God, it's time. Let's get it. Let's schedule this exam. Scheduled it for October 9th, 2019 at 1 p.m. Yes. So I just started studying at this point. I started studying seriously. So I wasn't even trying to take a certain amount of questions per day. I just took some questions, as many as I could get in, and studied the rationales afterward. And while I was studying the rationales, I would type notes on UWorld because they have that function. You can type your notes and you can make flashcards as you go through. I just kept doing that up until the day of the test. And like I said, I took a trip. I went to Vegas for my friend's birthday a week and a half before I took the exam, which I wasn't worried about. Like, oh, it was just a weekend, you know. And I felt that I kind of needed the break because I was kind of driving myself crazy. I literally just used UWorld and it's amazing. 100% recommend. That's what everybody on YouTube is saying. And I studied right up until literally right before I took the NCLEX. So I recorded a clip from the night before I was about to take my NCLEX. So today is the day before I take my NCLEX. I take it tomorrow at 1 p.m. and I'm nervous, obviously. I can't believe it's finally here. It's actually gonna happen tomorrow. Hopefully, crossing my fingers. I've been praying on it and just trying to be more confident in myself that I've got this and I know my stuff. And I'm just like going over notes mostly, but I did take a few tests and I don't plan on actually doing any questions tomorrow, but I'll see how I feel. So that's that. Whew, tomorrow's a big day. I'm really excited, but just super nervous. I'm just ready to get it over with. And I even studied the day of the NCLEX. So everybody says, oh, the day before the NCLEX, relax, don't do anything, go treat yourself. I am not that type of person. That's just how I am. All through nursing school, I studied right up until the last minute. That's just the type of studier I am, and I know that about myself, so that's why I did that. So the day of a test, I did, like I said, study. So I wasn't trying to do questions, but I ended up doing some questions. And the only reason I did was because there were only, so the Q Bank of UWorld has 2,164 questions. The day my test came around, I had 200 questions left. And I noticed that I had 9 pharmacology questions left, which was one of my worst subjects because I'm just not good with that topic. Literally the morning of the NCLEX, I took those 9 questions just to make sure, like, if something new came up that I didn't know about and, you know, it just happened to be on the NCLEX, then I'd be prepared. So I took those. I was looking over precautions and lab values and things like that. Forced myself to eat that morning. My sister did like the sweetest thing for me, and she had notes, like encouraging notes written all over for me. I needed that, and I needed that encouragement. Because that morning I'd been praying, I've been meditating, trying to do yoga, just sitting quietly, trying to, gather my thoughts and calm my mind as much as possible. I got to the testing center. Like I said, my test was at 1. I pulled up to the testing center at like 12. Parking lot was tiny, but when I finally parked, I looked at my phone for the last time before I tucked it under my seat to go up. It was 12:12. I go up to the 5th floor where the room is. I'm here to take a test. She asked me if I needed to go to the bathroom first, which I did, so I did that. Came back, and there's a different lady there, and I gave her my ID. Then I scanned my entire palm print. So she's like, put your right hand there, left hand, right hand. Like, I had to keep going back and forth, and they scanned it so many times. Serious business. I sat down, she took a picture of me, read all the rules. Actually, I read the rules before I did all that scanning stuff, I forgot. Picked a locker, I put all my stuff in the locker, took one last swig of water, took some breaths, and then I went over to this other lady who read me another set of rules. I had to take my glasses off, and she had to put them on this little spinny thing, and I put them on there, and she like spun it around, looked at my glasses. I was like, okay. Checked my pockets. Only thing you can take in there is your locker key and your ID. So she set me up at desk number 8. The first thing that came up was the rules and stuff, and they told me they were gonna give me a break at the 2-hour mark, and then again at the 3.5-hour mark, I can't remember. I got started. I had some practice questions that they made us do, which doesn't count toward your score, obviously, but it counts in your 6-hour time. So I was trying to get through those as quickly as possible. They were like really simple questions. Finally got through all that beginning stuff, and I finally got started. And I swear I did not know the answer to question number 1. I clicked on it, I read it again, and I read it again. I probably spent like 3.5 minutes on there because I was told the first question you get is supposed to be one that's just below the passing line. And if you get that right, you're above the passing line. So if I got that one wrong, so here's the question, if I got it wrong, I'd go down. I'd still go below the passing line. So I did not want that, so I spent a lot of time on that. Then after that, I think I was okay for like the first 30 to 40 questions, going through it. I was getting select all that apply, and I was really happy about that. Supposedly means you're doing well if you get select all that apply, because those are harder questions. When I went from select all that apply to a multiple choice, I was like, oh my God, I got it wrong. Freaking myself out. I had to stop and breathe several times throughout the test. Yeah, it wasn't good. I shouldn't have been psyching myself out like that, but that's just the way it was. Anyway, so I get to question 52, and I'm like, I can't take it anymore. I gotta go to the bathroom. So I raise my hand. She comes to get me. I went to the bathroom, took a sip of water. When I came back, she had to scan me in again. So yeah, I went back into the test. I kept going through it, and I kept looking up at the what question I was on, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm going so slow. I was looking at how much time I had. I thought I was going extremely slow. But I was like, whatever, I'm taking my time. I'm not trying to rush through this at all. It gets closer and closer to question 75. Now, I didn't go in there thinking I was gonna get 75 questions, or I was thinking like that's what I wanted. I went in there thinking, I don't care how many I get, I just wanna pass. Anyway, it's edging closer and closer to 75, and I kind of didn't want it to stop at 75 because I didn't think I had done well enough so far for me to stop. Finally, at question 75, hit submit. The screen goes blue, and it says, would you like to take your break? And my heart like kind of jumped a little bit because I thought the test was over because it said you want to take your break. So I guess I had just reached my 2-hour mark, but I had just taken a break at question 52, so I didn't want to take a break. So I said no. And then the next screen that popped up was the research questions, which means I actually was done at 75. So my heart dropped and I started to like tear up a bit, and I was shaking and like breathing like I was so scared. I wanted to cry. I did start to cry, but I was trying to hold it in. I wasn't trying to work myself up anymore. But research questions, I did those. That took me forever. I was very annoyed. I was like, I just want to leave. And then after the research questions, I had to do survey questions. I was like, oh my gosh, click, click, click. I don't care. I just want to go home. So I did all that. And then finally finished. Raised my hand. She comes to get me. And I did not know how to feel. So I got back in the car and I was like, well, I took it. Only God knows how I did. Oof. I prayed throughout the test. I had to stop at some points when I was struggling to answer some questions like, I don't know the answer, or I'm stuck between these two. I just need some guidance. And as I was on the way home, I was like shaking, so I was grabbing the steering wheel with two hands, which I never drive like that. Before I could get all the way home, I had to pull over and do the Pearson Vue trick because I was so nervous. I pulled over and I did that. I am fucking shaking. I just finished the exam. Well, I left out of there at 3 o'clock. It's 3:21. And I had to pull over in the park because I had to do this little trick that I've been hearing about to see if, I got the good pop-up or the bad pop-up. Oh, God. I'm pretty sure I got the good pop-up. I'm pretty sure that's the good pop-up. It says you're already scheduled to take an exam right now. I'm pretty sure that's a good pop-up. So that might be good. Might be. But I won't know for sure until Friday. So I was freaking out. But it made me feel better, it made me feel a little bit more relaxed. And if the Pearson Vue trick didn't exist and I had to wait for 48 hours, to actually see, whew, I found that out and I was feeling better. But I knew that wasn't legit, so that wasn't like an actual guarantee that you passed. So I just, tried to calm myself down and got some advice from some of my classmates who had already taken it in the past. So I went out that night with some friends to happy hour just to get my mind off things. And then the next day I went out with my friend. We went to the zoo, still trying to distract myself. I was checking my Board of Nursing website, but it kept saying pending. It just wasn't coming up. Finally, Friday, 48 hours comes, and I check right at 1 o'clock. No results yet. Maybe it'll be ready 48 hours from when I finish the test. But I was just so anxious, I kept checking. I checked again at 2 o'clock, refreshed it, and then it finally said purchase. So the purchase button just popped up. I'm about to press submit. Next. Okay, now I have to confirm.
Oh my Jesus, this is ridiculous. Here we go.
Processing.
Buffer.
I officially passed!
Congratulations, sister.
Thanks, sissy.
That's what you call success, ho. Where does it even say?
I waited so...
Pass! Pass! The rock in 75 questions, bitch!
I was tearing up a little bit when I found out, and yeah, it's real. I'm a registered nurse. I can put that at the end of my name now. Yeah, I'm grateful. I hope for people who are watching, who are studying for the NCLEX or who are still in nursing school, I hope that this video helps you. I hope that it kind of gives you an idea of how to study and how the test operates and things like that. That's all I have. Hope you enjoyed the video. This is my first sit down and talk video. Kind of nervous to do it. The audio's probably crap. If you have any questions about anything, leave me a comment and I will be sure to respond. All right.